after the launch of Star Wars: The Old Republic, they realized they need to do something, and the first content what's come up, I mean the first new Flashpoint was a series. The first series, there is 2 Flashpoints in it, I mean 2 different Flashpoints between this storyline, and the first one is Kaon Under Siege. Well, Kaon Under Siege was one of the first of the good ones, which it has some story in it, like not much, but there's still more conversations and things like that, like most of the flashpoints in the game. So let's talk about the design here on the Kaon Under Siege. The Kaon Flashpoint atmosphere and design is pretty dark, like pretty scary and depressing and things like that, and when you're going in everything is dark and things like that. This is the first thing when they introduced on this patch as well. They introduced this probe when it's like below, it's basically up your head and lights everything in front of you. So I think it's a pretty good idea in there. If there is really dark in some of the players, they can use this. So I think it's really good. The atmosphere here, as I said, is pretty dark and things like that. So I think it's a really good for rank. So to see what's going on and things like that. So I really like that. But yeah, let's talk about the boss fights right now. The first boss fight is pretty much a mini boss, which basically there's a bunch of ragdols just coming up, and after that there's a decision and things like that. So those are the 2 bosses, which is also give you comms and things like that. So this is some kind of mini boss. I'm not gonna rate to this because it's not much of a big deal. But let's talk about the first real boss fight, which is an interesting fight because one person, basically the tank usually, is going into one turret, and all he needs to do is shoot the ragdols. And there's 2 ways the ragdols are coming up. Of course, there's some waves, different waves, and there's more and more coming up. Yeah, the other players, all you need to do is assist, and the healer heals, and we need to wait until the bomb is blowing up behind us, the wall, and that's all about it. I think it's pretty good, and really like that fight so far. So for me, this one is a 6 out of 10. The second boss fight is also another mini boss, which we enter a room and there's a couple of ragdols going and attack to the remaining republics or NPCs who still in there and trying to fight. And yeah, that's all we need to do, just some of the attacks. It also gives commendations as well, so this is a mini boss fight. I'm not gonna rate to this. The second boss fight is really interesting. Basically, this behemoth ragdoll is attacking pretty hard and putting all us away and things like that. Well, it's really interesting, but not much of a big deal, to be honest. Like all we need to do is go to a big circle and follow the tank who's tanking pretty much, and he lost aggro a lot of times. I'm a healer here, so but I usually tank this a lot, and I know how it feels, and it's really annoying and frustrating. But anyway, this is for now, it's not much of a big deal. Of course, you can solo this pretty easy. So for me, this boss fight is a 5 out of 10. After that, we're gonna have a bonus boss fight if you opened all the turrets and things like that. This droid is seriously not much. Like he's spawning things, doing a couple abilities, and that's all. Like all we need to do is DPS. So for me, this bonus boss fight is a 4 out of 10. And after that, this is the first time when we saw the mechanics, the line mechanics, when we need to kill in different order. But to be honest, it's not much. At the beginning, when they released this, it depends the order, but depends how you killed in order. But for now, it's really seriously a joke to kill it. But yeah, back in the day, it's really interesting and really good. So for me, this boss fight is a 6 out of 10 as well. overall for me, Kaon Under Siege, I think it's a pretty good, without doubt. Like especially the atmosphere and the rag ghouls are finally in there, not just the event. And also just a bonus thing. It's not on the not on this video, but if the rag ghoul event is coming up somehow, some way, they release a midnight rag ghoul in here, which is also a 55 secret boss here. And all you need to do is just killing it, and after that you will receive a mini pad, which is an achievement. So yeah, but let's talk about the overall. Overall for me, Kaon Under Siege, the design here, as I said, it's pretty good and interesting. I really like this dark, depressing thing here. So for me, the design is a 7 out of 10. The story at the beginning, I'm not gonna talk about it because there is not much here. I'm just gonna talk about at the end of the other Flashpoint. And but the bosses overall for me, it's a 5 out of 10. So overall, Kaon Under Siege is a 6 out of 10. As I said, it's a good Flashpoint without a doubt. You can definitely have fun, especially for the first boss fight. I think is pretty good, but also the atmosphere here and the rag ghouls are pretty good to be in this game. But what do you guys think? What do you think about my thoughts and things like that? Do you agree with my ratings or something like that? Let me know in the comments. Until then, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys on the next My Thought video. Bye bye.